Good day, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Are you ready to learn, understand, and explore the world of English? If you are ready, let's begin. Our topic for today is about subject-verb agreement. What are the things you need to know in this lesson? Objectives of the lesson. After watching the video lesson, you are expected to: number 1, define and understand the meaning of subject-verb agreement. Number 2, know the different rules on subject-verb agreement. And number 3, identify errors in grammar usage using rules on subject-verb agreement. But before we start, let's have a recap on subject and verb. What do we mean by subject and verb? Subject and verb. When we say subject is the person or thing that is being talked about in the sentence. It is usually a noun or a pronoun. Verb is an action word. It tells the action made by the subject of the sentence. For example, mother cooks breakfast in the morning. So in the sentence, who cooks breakfast in the morning? If your answer is mother, then you're correct. Mother is the subject of our sentence. Now, what does mother do in the morning? You're right. Mother cooks breakfast in the morning. So, she cooks breakfast. So, the word cooks is the action word. It tells what mother does in the morning. So, what does mother do in the morning? Cooks. So, cooks is the action word or verb in the sentence. Here is another example. The children are playing on the street. In the sentence, who are playing on the street? Again, you're right, the children. So the children is the subject in the sentence. And what are the children doing on the street? They are playing. So playing is the action word. It tells what the children do on the street. So what are the children doing on the street? Playing. So playing is the action word or verb in the sentence. Not all verbs express action. There are some verbs perform other function in a sentence, like the linking verbs. Linking verbs do not express action. They connect the subject of the verb to additional information about the subject. Examples of linking verbs are am, is, are, was, were, appear, become, has been, have been, had been, will be, shall be, grow, look, remain, may be, might be, can be, would have, been, and seem. So let's talk about subject-verb agreement. What do we mean by subject-verb agreement? When we say subject-verb agreement, there is an agreement between the subject and verb. The subject agrees with the verb in person and in number. So let me emphasize the word number. Why do I emphasize the word number? I am emphasizing the word number because our topic is about subject-verb agreement in number. The verb agrees with the subject in number. When do we say that the subject or the verb agrees with the subject, or the subject agrees with the verb in number? So this is the basic rule. Singular subjects must have singular verbs. Plural subjects take plural verbs. Singular subject always takes singular verb, while plural subject always takes plural verb. So let's proceed to the rules on subject-verb agreement. There are rules that you must follow when it comes to the agreement of subject and verb. These rules might help you to use the correct verb form in a sentence. So what are these rules on subject-verb agreement that you need to follow? So number 1, the pronoun you always takes a plural verb. Examples: you were invited to come, you are asked to clean the room, you sing so well. So in these examples, the verb are always in plural because the subject is you. The subject is you. Always remember, when the subject is you, it always takes a plural verb. Rule number 2, if a sentence begins with here or there, the verb agrees with the subject which follows it. Examples: here are the ways on how to preserve meat. There is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. So in the first example, the verb or the linking verb used in the sentence is are. Why are? So if the sentence begins with here or there, always look for the noun that follows the linking verb. So in the first example, the noun that follows the verb are is ways. So as you can see, the noun ways is plural. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is are. In the next example, the verb used is. Why is? Again, what is the noun that follows it? So by looking at the sentence, the verb is followed by a huge gap. A huge gap is a singular noun. So that's why the verb used in the sentence is. So that is for rule number 2. So let's proceed to rule number 3. If two subjects, one singular and one plural, are connected by either or neither nor, the verb agrees with the nearer subject. Examples: neither the players nor the coach is joining. Either the conductor or the singers are attending the concert. So in the first example, the verb use is. Why is? Because, okay, in this sentence, there are two subjects connected by neither nor. These subjects are players and coach. By looking at the sentence, the neither subject is coach. So which subject is nearer to the linking verb is? Yes, you're right. The noun coach. So coach, since coach is singular, then the verb must be in singular. So in other words, the nearer subject is singular. That's why the verb that has the verb should take is singular. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is. Now in the next example, either the conductor or the singers are attending the concert. The verb used is are. Why are? Because the nearer subject in this sentence is singers. Singers is a plural noun. That's why the verb used in this sentence is are. So there are two subjects connected by either or. Conductor and singers. Singers is the nearer subject. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is are. So that is for rule number 3. Rule number 4. A singular subject followed by intervening words or phrases such as with, as well as, in addition to, accompanied by, together with, and no less than, always takes a singular verb. Like for example, Jake, accompanied by his sisters, is enrolling in PCC. Daddy, as well as my brothers, is enjoying the party. So in these examples, the verb used is. Why is? So in the first example, is agrees with the main subject. What is the main subject here in this sentence? Jake. Jake is the main subject. Jake is a singular noun. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is because the main subject is only one person. So even if it is followed by intervening words like accompanied by, the intervening words in this sentence is accompanied by, it will not affect the agreement between the subject and the verb here. The verb always agrees with the main subject and it doesn't agree with the noun, which is sisters, preceded by the intervening words. Always remember, verb always agrees with the main subject and not the subject preceded by the intervening words. Same with example number 2. The verb is agrees with the main subject, daddy. Since daddy is a singular noun or singular subject, the verb used in the sentence is also singular. So even the subject daddy is followed by intervening words as well as my brothers, it will not affect the number of subject. So that is for rule number 4. Rule number 5. Singular subjects joined by and require a plural verb, except when they mean one thing. Examples: Larry and Mercy are reading novels. My teacher and friend is here. So in the first example, the verb used is are. Why are? Because the subject here is Larry and Mercy. Larry and Mercy are two persons. So we are talking about two persons here. So that's why the subject in the first sentence is plural. So if the subject is plural, then it must take plural and it must take a plural verb. However, in the next example, the verb used is is. Why is? You may wonder why is and not are, because when you look at the sentence, there are two subjects, my teacher and friend. But you may ask why the verb used in this sentence is and not are. Because when we say my teacher and friend, it refers to only one person. My teacher and friend, it means she is not only my teacher, but she is also my friend. So it only refers to one person. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is. So when two subjects refer to only one thing or one person, that subject is regarded as singular. So that is for rule number 5. Rule number 6. Two singular subjects joined by either or neither nor take a singular subject. Singular verbs, I'm sorry. Examples: either mommy or daddy is coming with me at the outbound. Neither Ferdy nor Dulce is waiting for you. So in the first example, there are two singular subjects connected by either or. These are mommy and daddy. The verb used in the sentence is a singular verb, is. So in the next example, there are two subjects here, Ferdy and Dulce. These two subjects are both singular, connected by neither nor. So if that is the case of our sentence, then it must take a singular verb. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is. So that is for rule number 6. Rule number 7. If a singular subject is followed by a phrase containing a plural noun, the verb is singular. Examples: one of the boys is yelling so loud. One of the members is against the rule. So in the first example, the verb, as you can see, the two examples, the verb used in the two examples is singular. So why singular and not plural? So even the verb is preceded by the noun, by a plural noun. Like in the first example, the verb is preceded by the plural, is preceded by the noun boys. However, the noun boys is preceded by one of the. So if it is preceded by one of the the entire subject, when we say if it is preceded by one of the entire subject becomes singular. That's why the verb used in this sentence is a singular verb. So one of the boys, it refers to uh, a particular boy. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is. Same with example number 2. One of the members is against the rule, so the verb used is. So it is preceded by the noun members. Members is a plural noun. However, it is preceded by one of the. So if it is preceded by one of the, then the entire subject becomes singular. So if the subject is singular, then it must take a singular verb. So that is for rule number 7. Rule number 8. The indefinite pronouns several, few, both, many, others are always plural. Examples: both were asking to be freed, several are seeking justice. So when the subject is an indefinite pronoun like several, few, both, many, others, these pronouns are regarded as plural subject. So these are considered as plural subjects, both, several. So it always take plural verb. Next rule, number 9, the indefinite pronouns some, most, all, none are singular or plural according to the meaning of the sentence. Examples: some of the girls were absent, some of the ice cream is left. In the first example, the verb used is were. Why were? Because it is preceded by the plural noun girls. And aside from that, the plural noun girls is preceded by some of the. So when it is preceded by some of the entire subject becomes a plural subject. Some of the girls, so some of the girls is a plural subject. So if the subject is plural, then it must take a plural verb. In the next example, the verb used in the sentence is. Why is? Because the verb is preceded by a noun. It is preceded by the noun ice cream. Ice cream is a singular noun. That's why the verb used in the sentence is. Aside from that, the noun ice cream is preceded by some of the. So if it is preceded by some of the entire subject becomes singular. So some of the ice cream, that means a part of an ice cream. So if it is a part of an ice cream, then it is singular. So unlike in the first example, some of the girls, it refers to a number of girls. So some of the girls were absent, so it means a number of girls were absent. But in the second example, some of the ice cream is left, it means part of the ice cream is left. It may be a cone or leftover. So that is for rule number 9. Rule number 10. When any of the following indefinite pronouns is the subject, the verb is singular. Like everybody, each, no one, another, anybody, nobody, every, nothing, everything, anyone, either, neither, everyone, somebody, someone. Example, every man and woman in this hall is a member. So as you can see, the verb used in this sentence is. Why? Because the subject is an indefinite pronoun. The subject used in this sentence, because the sentence begins with an indefinite pronoun, every. So if the sentence begins with an indefinite pronoun like every, it must take a singular verb. Another example, no one is above the law. So no one is above the law. So in the sentence, the subject is no one. And the verb used in the sentence is. So the verb used in the sentence is because the sentence begins with an indefinite pronoun, no one. So remember, when the sentence begins with everybody, like when the sentence begins with everybody, each, no one, another, anybody, nobody, every, nothing, everything, anyone, either, neither, everyone, somebody, someone, it always takes a singular verb. So that is for rule number 10. Rule number 11. Expressions of time, money, weight, and distance are singular, even if the form is plural. Examples. 2 years is a long time to wait. $1 million was given back to the owner. So in the first example, the verb used is. The subject here is 2 years. 2 years tells about a time. So when the subject tells about time, it must take a singular verb. So even the subject is in plural form. As you can see, it looks the subject is in plural form, but the meaning but it is really a singular subject. It is not a plural subject because it expresses a time. So when the subject expresses a time, or it tells about time, it must take a singular verb. So that's why the verb used in this sentence is. In the next example, $1 million was given back to the owner. So in the sentence, the verb is was. Why was? Because the subject here is an amount of money, $1 million. $1 million. So you may wonder why the verb used in the sentence is was and not were, because even the subject is in plural form, the subject is regarded as singular subject. So it is considered a singular subject because it expresses an amount of money. So when the subject expresses money or amount of money, then it must take a singular verb. So that is about rule number 11. Rule number 12. When the amount of money refers to separate units or pieces, the verb is plural. Examples, 5 25-centavo coins were found. 60 100 peso bills were added to the budget. In the first example, in the examples, the verb used is were. So why were? So in the first example, the amount of money here is 25 centavo coins. It is, however, the amount of money is preceded by word number or quantity, 5. So when it is preceded by word number, it refers to separate units or pieces. So it means 5 25 centavo coins means 5 pieces of 25 centavo coins. So how many 25 centavo coins were found? 5 pieces of 25 centavo coins. So that's the meaning of the subject. In the next example, the subject is 60 100 peso bills. So the amount of money here is 100 peso bills. However, it is preceded by the word 60. So if it is preceded by a word number, then it refers to separate units or pieces. So how many pieces of 100 peso bills? There were 60 pieces of 100 peso bills. So that's the meaning of the subject. So this subjects this subject is regarded as plural subject. So when the subject is plural, then it must take a plural verb. So that's why the verb used in the two examples is plural. Next rule, rule number 13. The following words are always plural: pants, trousers, pliers, scissors, shears, tongs. However, if the word pair is used, the verb is singular. Examples: the pants are torn into two. So in the first example, in this sentence, the verb used is are. Why are? Because the subject here is pants. Pants is a plural noun. So that's why the verb is are. However, if this plural noun is used with the however, if the plural noun, if this plural noun is followed, or if it is preceded by the word pair, the entire subject becomes singular. Like the next example. In the next example, the verb used is was. Why was? Even the preceded noun here is scissors. When it is preceded by the word pair, the entire subject becomes single. So the pair of scissors, it means um, the pair of scissors, it is a singular subject. So if the subject is singular, then it must take a singular verb. So that is for rule number 13. Number 14. Certain nouns, though plural in form, are singular in meaning and therefore take singular verbs. Examples: mathematics is my favorite subject. The latest news is alarming to the public. So as you can see, the examples, the verb used in the examples is singular verb. So why is? Because the subject is a singular noun. Mathematics is a singular noun. This is considered a singular subject. Even it looks plural in form, it is singular in meaning. Mathematics is a learning area. So that's why the subject is singular. So if the subject is singular, then it must take a singular verb. Same with example number 2. So in the next example, the verb is is. Why is? Because the subject here is news. News, the latest news. The latest news. News is a singular noun. It is not a plural noun. It looks plural in form, but the meaning is singular. So when nouns look these nouns look plural in form but singular in meaning, these nouns always take singular verb. Always remember that. There are nouns that look plural in form but singular in meaning, like mathematics, news, physics, what else? Statistics, gymnastics. So it always takes singular verb. So that is for rule number 14. Rule number 15. When the word is preceded by a, it takes a plural verb. When it is preceded by the, it takes a singular verb. Examples: a number of students are waiting outside. The number of students outside is not recorded yet. So in the first example, the verb used is are. Why are? Because it is preceded by the verb used is are because it is preceded by the noun students. Students is a plural noun. And aside from that, the noun students is preceded by a number of. So when the noun is preceded by a number of, when a plural noun is preceded by a number of, the entire subject is plural. So if it is plural, then it must take a plural verb. However, in the second example, the verb used is and not are. Why? Because the plural noun students is preceded by the number of. So when it is preceded by the number of, the entire subject is considered as singular. So it is a singular subject. So that is for rule number 15. Next rule, rule number 16, when fractions are used, the verb agrees with the object of the off phrase. Examples: one half of the cake was consumed. 1/4 of the employees were attending the seminar. So in the first example, the verb used is was. So because why was and not were? Because the noun because it is preceded by the noun cake. So if cake is a singular noun, it is a singular noun. And aside from that, it is preceded by the noun cake is preceded by fraction word 1/2. So if it is preceded by fractional word, if it is preceded by 1/2, then the entire subject is a singular subject. So another example, 1/4 of the employees were attending the seminar. So in this sentence, the verb used is were. Why were? Because it is preceded by the noun employees. Employees is a plural noun. Aside from that, employees is preceded by the fraction word 1/4. So 1/4. So if it is preceded by fractional word like 1/4, the entire subject is plural. So if the subject is plural, then it must take a plural verb. So fractions are used in these two examples, 1/2 and 1/4. So it depends on the object of the of preposition. It depends on the object of the of preposition here. In the first example is cake. Cake is a singular noun. That's why the verb used in the sentence is was. And in the second example, the object of the of phrase or the of preposition is employees. Employees is a plural noun. So that's why the verb is were. So that is for number 16. Number 17, these nouns may be singular or plural in meaning. Athletics, genetics, politics, gymnastics, statistics. When the noun refers to an organized activity, it is singular. When the noun refers to the activities of individuals within a group or to varied activities, it is plural. Examples: gymnastics is very popular among girls. The gymnastics shown in the field today were outstanding. So in the first example, the verb used is because gymnastics is a singular subject. It is used as a singular subject here. So the subject gymnastic refers to sports. So it refers to sports. So it is singular. It refers to single activity. So then it must take singular verb. However, if in the second example, the word gymnastics here is referred to different activities and not single activity. So if this noun is used, or if the noun here referred to activities or different activities, then it must take a plural verb. That's why the verb used in this sentence is were, because gymnastics here, the word gymnastics or the subject gymnastic refers to different activities within that sport. So it depends how the subject is used. So it depends on the meaning of the subject. Number 18. The name of a country is always regarded as singular. Examples: the Bahamas has beautiful beaches. Philippines is a wondrous place. So as you can see, all the verb used in these two examples is singular. Has and is. Why? Because the subject is a name of a country. So if the subject is a name of a country, then it must take a singular verb. Rule number 19, adjectives used as nouns are considered plural. Examples: the poor are to be helped. The efficient are what this country needs. So as you can see, the sentences always take plural verb. So why? Because the subject here is an adjective. So in the first example, the subject here is poor. Poor is an adjective. In the second example, the subject is efficient. Efficient is an adjective. So when the adjective is used as a subject of the sentence, it is regarded as a plural subject, or they are regarded as plural. Rule number 20. Collective nouns may be singular or plural depending on whether the individual members are acting individually or collectively. These nouns are company, group, committee, crowd, jury, flock, team. Examples: the committee is against the plan. The committee are of different opinion. So in the first example, the verb used is. The subject in the sentence is committee. It is a collective noun. The verb is used because the subject committee is acting as one. The members of the committee have come up with one plan. That's why they act as one. So the verb must be used is. However, when the subject committee is used to refer members who are acting individually, the verb must be are. In the second sentence, in the second example, the committee are of different opinion. Here, the verb used is are because the subject committee refers to members who are acting individually, because they have their own opinions or they are acting individually. So that's why the verb must be are. So that is for rule number 20. Rule number 21. In the use of mathematical expressions, the following are accepted. Examples: 7 plus 3 is 10. 7 and 3 are 10. 5 times 2 are 10. 5 minus 2 is 3. So, when you're adding two word numbers like 7 and 3, it must take a singular verb. But when you are mentioning two word numbers like 7 and 3, it must take a plural verb. Remember, there is a difference between adding and mentioning. So in the first example, the two word numbers are added together. So when they are added together, it will come up, it asks for the sum. So 7 plus 3, what is the sum? 10. So it asks for the sum. So it should take a singular verb. However, if you are mentioning two word numbers, it should take plural verb. That's why the verb used is are and not is. In the third example, 5 times 2 are 10. The verb used is are because you are multiplying 5 and 2. When you are multiplying 5 and 2, the verb must be in plural. it must take a plural verb. However, if these two word numbers, if you are subtracting two numbers like 5 and 2, 5 minus 2 is 3, it must take singular verb because it asks for a difference. What is the difference between 5 and 2? 3. So 5 minus 2. So what will be the difference? 3. So that's why the verb here is and not are. So that is for rule number 21. Number 22, titles of books, plays, articles, movies, etc. are regarded as singular even though words in the title may be plural. Examples: In Dreams, Begin Responsibilities is a story by D. Schwartz. Great Expectations is a must-read novel. So as you can see, all the verbs used in the two examples is singular. So because the subject is a title of a book. So if it is a title of book, then it must take a singular verb. Title of book, plays, articles, movies. So in the first example, this is a title of a story. In Dreams, Begin Responsibility, written by D. Schwartz. In the second example, the subject is a title of novel, Great Expectations. So if the subject is a title, then it must take a singular subject. It must take a singular verb. Rule number 23. Names of organizations take a singular verb when the whole organization is referred to, and a plural verb when the members are referred to. Examples: Lopez and Sons is a successful organization. Lopez and Sons are holding a 2-day annual meeting. So in the first example, the verb used is because the subject here, Lopez and Son, is referred to a company, or it referred to the whole organization. So it is a singular subject. However, in the next example, the verb used is are because Lopez and Sons are referred to members of the organization. So it refers to the names of members within that organization. So it is a plural subject. So that is for rule number 23. And for the last rule, rule number 24, if a sentence begins with the expletive it, the verb is always singular even if the subject that follows the verb is plural. Examples: It is the schools which must assume the responsibility. It is us who must take care of the environment. So as you can see, all the verb used in the examples is singular. So why? It begins with the indefinite pronoun it. When the sentence begins with an indefinite pronoun it always takes a singular verb, even it follows by plural noun like schools and us. So that is for rule number 24. Now you have learned about the rules on subject-verb agreement. Let's have a seat word. Get a pen and a piece of paper. You can pause the video to think the correct answer. Are you ready? So let's get started. Directions. Put a check mark if the agreement of subject and verb is correct. and cross mark if it is not. Number 1. Christmas is a season of love, giving, and sharing. Number 2. Judy, as well as her sisters, are invited to the party. 3. There are apples on the table. 4. One of the prisoners is escaped. 5. 1/4 of 20 are 5. 6. Both parents are working abroad. 7. Harry Potter the movie are full of magic and beyond your imaginations. 8. The jury has made a decision. 9. Gymnastics are my favorite sport. 10. 1 mile is far away. 11. Everyone are enjoyed the party. 12. The Philippines is an archipelago. 13. A number of visitors is coming today. 14. 10 100 peso bills were received from my uncle. 15. Either the school head or teachers are attending the meeting. 16. Here come the rescuer. Number 17. Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo are novels written by Dr. Jose Rizal. Number 18. Some of the cake are eaten. 19. Bread and butter are good for breakfast. And number 20. How old is you? Now it's time to reveal the right answer. Let's see if you got all the correct answers. Are you ready? So let's begin. Number 1. Christmas is a season of love, giving, and sharing. Answer? Check mark. The agreement between the subject and verb is correct. The subject in the sentence is Christmas. Christmas is a singular subject, so therefore it must take a singular verb. The singular verb is. Next, number 2. Judy, as well as her sisters, are invited to the party. The answer? X mark. X mark because the error in this sentence is are. The right verb to be used in this sentence should be is and not are, because the main subject here is Judy. Judy is a singular subject. Next, number 3, there are apples on the table. The answer, X mark. The error in this sentence is apple. It should be, you're right, it should be apples, not apple. Number 4, one of the prisoners is escaped. The answer, check mark. There is no error in the sentence. The subject, one of the prisoners, is a singular subject. Therefore, it must take a singular verb, is. Next, number 5. 1/4 of 20 are 5. The answer, X mark. Why? What is the error in the sentence? The error in the sentence is are. What should be the verb in the sentence? The verb in the sentence must be is and not are. Next, number 6. Both parents are working abroad. The correct answer is check mark. There is no error in the sentence. The agreement between the subject and the verb is correct. The subject is both parents. So when the sentence begins with an indefinite pronoun both, then it must take a plural verb. The plural verb in this sentence is are. Next, number 7. Harry Potter the movie are full of magic and beyond your imaginations. The answer is X mark. Why? What is the error in this sentence? The error in this sentence is are. What should be the verb here? It should be is and not are, because the subject is a title of, you're right, it is a title of a movie. So when the subject of the sentence is a title of a movie, then it must take a singular verb. Next, number 8. The correct answer. What is the answer here? The answer for number 8 is check mark. There is no error in the sentence. The agreement between the subject and verb is correct. The subject is jury. So the members or the jury here is referred to it is referred to as a group. So they are acting as one. So therefore it must take a singular verb. So all the members or all the members of the court, the jury, they come up with one decision. So that's why they are acting collectively, or they are acting as one. So that's why the subject here is singular. So if the subject is singular, then it must take a singular verb. Next, number 9. The answer for number 9 is X mark. The error in the sentence is are. Why are? Because the subject here is gymnastics. Gymnastics refers to it refers to an individual sport. So it refers to a single activity. It is not referring to different activities within that sport. So gymnastics is a singular subject. So what should be the verb here? So the verb here should be is and not are. Next, number 10. The correct answer is check mark. There is no error in the sentence. The agreement between the subject and verb is correct. The subject here is 1 mile. And the verb is. 1 mile tells about distance. So when the subject tells about, according to the rule of subject-verb agreement, when the subject tells about, it tells about time, money, weight, and distance, then it must take a singular verb. So in this sentence, the subject is about distance. It tells about distance, so it must take a singular verb. Even if the form is plural. Number 11. Everyone enjoyed the party. The answer is, it's an X mark. There is an error in the sentence. What is the error? The error is are. What should be the correct verb here? The correct verb should be is and not are, because the subject is everyone. So when the subject is an indefinite pronoun like every, everyone, nobody, according to the rule, it must take a singular verb. Next, number 12. The correct answer is check mark. It has no error in the sentence. The sentence is correct. So the agreement between the subject and verb is correct. The subject here is Philippines. It is a name of a country. So if it is a name of a country, then it must take a singular verb. So that is for number 12. Next, number 13, a number of visitors is coming today. The answer for number 13 is X mark. Why? What is the error in the sentence? The error in the sentence is. What should be the correct verb? You're right, the correct verb must be are, because the subject is a number of visitors. So when a plural noun is preceded by a number of, then it is a plural subject. The correct sentence should be a number of visitors are coming today. So that's the right sentence. For number 14, the answer is a check mark. It's a check mark because there is no error in the sentence. The agreement between the subject and verb is correct. The subject here is 10 100 peso bills. So 100 peso bills, the amount of money here is 100 peso bills, preceded by the word number 10. So when it is preceded by the word number 10, it refers to units or pieces. So if the subject refers to units or pieces, then it must take a plural verb. Next, number 15, either the school head or teachers are attending the meeting. The right answer here is check mark. There is no error in the sentence. The agreement between the subject and verb is correct. So here, the verb used is are. It agrees with the nearer subject, teachers. Teachers is the nearer subject. Teachers is a plural noun, so it must take a plural subject. Remember, when two subjects, one singular and one plural, are connected by either or neither nor, the verb always agrees with the nearer subject. So in this sentence, the subject that is nearer to the verb are is teachers. Teachers is a plural noun. That's why the verb used in the sentence is are. Next, number 16, here come the rescuer. The answer, it's an X mark. Why? What is the error in the sentence? The error in the sentence, you're right, the error in the sentence is come. What should be the verb here? It should be comes, not come. Why? Because the noun that follows it is a singular noun, rescuer. So the right way or the right sentence. Next, number 17. Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo are novels written by Dr. Jose Rizal. The answer, check mark. There is no error in the sentence. The subject is Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. So we are talking two novels here. So it is a plural subject. So if the subject is plural, then it must take a plural verb. Next, number 18. Some of the cake are eaten. The answer, it's an X mark. Why? What is the error in the sentence? The error in the sentence is are. What should be the verb here? The verb should be is and not are, because the noun that precedes the verb is a singular noun, cake. And aside from that, it is preceded by the indefinite pronoun some. So when a singular noun is preceded by an indefinite pronoun some, then the entire subject is singular. Some of the cake, it refers to a part of a cake. So it must take a singular verb. Some of the cake is eaten. That's the right sentence. Next, number 19. Bread and butter are good for breakfast. The answer, X mark. Why? Bread and butter is a singular subject. So it must take a singular verb. So the error here is are. What should be the verb here? It should be is and not are. So the right sentence for this, bread and butter is good for breakfast. And number 20, how old is you? The correct answer is X mark. Why? What is the error in this sentence? Correct, is. What should be the verb? Are. So, did you get all the correct answers? Great. What have you learned today from this lesson? Fill in the missing words to complete the paragraph below by choosing the right words on the upper left corner. You have 5 seconds to complete the definition. So what have you learned today from this lesson? Remember this, subject-verb agreement. It is the agreement between the subject and verb. Verb always agrees with the subject in number. When do we say that a subject or verb agrees with the subject in number? Singular subject always takes singular verb, while plural subject always takes plural verb. It's time to test yourself. Get a pen and a sheet of paper. You can pause the video to think the right answer. Are you ready? So let's begin. Directions. Write is or are to complete the sentences below. Number 1. There are blank 5 cats on the table. Number 2. Tricia, as well as her friends, blank going to the church. Number 3. Neither the maid nor visitors, blank staying at home. Number 4. Some of the toys, blank small. Number 5. 4 hours, blank a long time. 6. Nobody, blank joining the activity. 7. You blank going to clean the room. 8. 1/3 of the members blank against the plan. 9. My country and home blank beautiful. And number 10. Both applicants blank very good. Do you want to know the right answers? Let's see if your answers are correct. Are you ready? 1. There are blank 5 cats on the table. The answer are 2. Tricia as well as her friends blank going to the church. The correct answer is 3. Neither the maid nor visitors blank staying at home. Answer are 4. Some of the toys blank small. The answer are 5. 4 hours blank a long time. The answer is number 6. Nobody blank joining the activity. The correct answer is 7. You blank going to clean the room. The right answer is R. 8. 1/3 of the members blank against the plan. The answer are 9. My country and home blank beautiful. The answer is. And number 10. Both applicants blank very good. The right answer is R. Did you get all the correct answers? Great! If you like this video, please click the like button. For more updated and upcoming videos, don't forget to hit the bell button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it for now. Thank you for watching.